I just was looking for a career change. I wasn't particularly fulfilled or challenged at my current job, and I'd always been interested in tech and computers and things like that. I did Harvard's free online CS50 course, which gave me some good computer science fundamentals to build off of and kind of how things work under the hood. And then at that point, I was intrigued enough to hone in on a more specific field within development, and it seemed like kind of the easiest one to get into a little bit more quickly and to get a job was front-end development. That was kind of the journey there, and the rest is history. Like most junior developers in my position who are self-taught and are trying to get a job, you're basically just throwing out as many applications as you possibly can. I applied to Tekletics on Indeed. A few days later, I got a call from Dan Jones, the owner of Tekletics, and he kind of explained the program and what their whole model is about and getting to work with actual clients. He kind of pitched that to me and then said, "Do you want to talk to our CTO, Casey?" I had a little bit of skepticism. I talked to Casey, and he just kind of asked me why I was into technology. We walked through one of the projects I made as part of the Odin project, which was a vocabulary builder type app for language learners. And so I went through that, and we went through some of the code and stuff. And and then I got offered the job. So not a super targeted, application with Tekletics in particular, but I'm really glad that it worked out the way it did. You get placed with a client pretty much right away, and you start really small. You just keep learning and slowly work your way up to more and more responsibility and bigger tickets and bigger bugs to fix. And then at that point, as the project's coming to an end, you've proved that you can do quite a bit for them, and then it's kind of up to the client. But it's sort of been an extended interview with the client the whole time. Luckily for me, I worked really hard and reached out to the client whenever I needed clarification on anything. And I think they were impressed with that. And then I got an offer from them. So that's kind of how the training and the whole model of Tekletics played out. I'm not aware of anywhere else that does it quite like that. Make sure that you're passionate about coding, because sometimes it's so hard that you almost have to be to stick with it. But just, you gotta keep learning all the time, keep building stuff. If there's events in your area for developer meetups or things like that where you can go and meet other people in the industry, that's huge. Being active on LinkedIn and trying to make connections and reaching out to those connections. I was able to get some initial phone calls and first interviews and things like that just because of making that connection and reaching out to them. So that's kind of the last thing I'd recommend. I've talked a little bit about the transition to Open Tech. I got hired directly with them after building the mobile app with Tekletics. There's a new lead developer to work with. There's a bunch of other new team members, and just transitioning to their way of working. But it's going really well, and I'm just kind of continuing to do what I did before, just work as hard as I can for them and keep learning. I'll stay on this path, try to eventually move from junior developer to mid-level developer, and then hopefully senior developer, and see what happens from there. It really is all it seems to be. I would say, as you're doing your job hunt, look out for postings from Tekletics. And if you apply and you get a call from Dan or Casey or anybody else at Tekletics, in my mind, you've basically hit the jackpot at that point as a junior developer. I'll throw out a quick shout out to just to everybody at Tekletics, Dan, Casey, but also the lead developer on the project. His name's Yossi Wolf, and as far as like the first kind of mentor that I ever had and lead developer to provide guidance and stuff, he was just amazing. Yeah, just so much gratitude for everybody at Tekletics, and that's pretty much it.